righty, it looks like we are live for Record Watch. Ovechkin and the Caps taking on the Islanders. Quinn and Linz, just be heads up, this is a live watch on YouTube. If you're expecting to see the actual game, YouTube ain't the place to go looking for it because we get hit with copyright strikes immediately if we even show the arena. So just be aware, this is a watch along, not a game watch. I want to make that as clear as possible right off the bat so you're not sitting here hoping to see the rink when all you're going to be looking at is my face. So fair enough if you end up bailing out and going to look for it, but I just want to be right up front, right off the bat. And now we wait for the feeds. Could do a couple of different sites, but since it's on national TV, our usual feed is probably not going to be working, which means we are going to be about a minute and 10 seconds behind the live game. So, little bit unfortunate in that. But we'll see. I know we watched the Islanders just the other day. Don't remember how they ended up looking, but let's take a quick peek. Got a couple of really good games today, so want to watch this. Obviously, we're here for the record. Gotta watch. We'll be on tonight at 7:00 for the Golden Knights at Vancouver, and depending on what the afternoon ends up looking like, we may be back for Florida, Detroit, and what is it, Boston, Buffalo simul stream. Yeah, Bruins and Buffalo may end up being really good. Buffalo's probably going to be pretty worn out. Bruins will have a little bit more gas, but curious to see how that goes. Let's see. Let's go to the Friday game the Caps had. Just to remember the score, it was 5-3 over the Blackhawks. Probably expecting the same thing against the Islanders. I'm not sure who's in net for Washington, but I can see it being 5-3 Caps. I said watching that game against Chicago, that first goal went in, and it was like, oh baby, let's hat. I mean, it went in 5 minutes into the first period. Like, let's hat trick it. Then he tied it, and it was like, all right, let's go. Hat trick, hat trick, hat trick. And he wasn't able to do it. They gave him every chance in the world, and he wasn't able to bury the last one. So, hoping it'd have been cool. Like, that would have been the ultimate, man. It's the Washington's 50th year, and he breaks the goal record in Washington with a hat trick. Like, that's one of those, like, never going to happen again type things. But instead he got two and tied it, so. Oh, Sorokin hasn't let Ovechkin score in 3 games. So this might actually be a little more exciting than I was expecting it to be. But we are off. Islanders right up the ice from inside their zone. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Nope. Oh, I remember a lot of these names, but I'm forgetting a lot of the names too. 42. No, that wasn't Wilson. Very. I forgot that Washington has a couple of names that I have some trouble with. I'm willing to bet New York will be the same, but New York's not. The Islanders are not as much worth remembering. Just to be honest. Everything is just, dude, all eyes on Washington. It's probably the most viewership the Islanders have ever had. The fuck are we doing here? All right, New York wins the face-off. Under a little bit of pressure, but they get out of the zone. Dump it in deep. It is Lindgren in net. New York's actually, they had a chance to control it in the zone. Guy threw it up to the low point. Nobody home. I do have my rosters up so I can at least reference people at some point in time. All right. Islanders got it right back into the capital zone. So far, the Caps have had zero presence in New York's area. Again, only 2 minutes in, so maybe this is their first attempt. Very talks it or dumps it in. Right back out, New York into the Cap zone. Frozen on the wall. New York comes away with it. Hard battle on the in that low corner. Here we go. Caps headed the other way. Dump it deep. Not exactly the start I expected from Washington, but there it is. First shot on net comes from Washington on a pass from below the net. That's more what I'm looking for. And then the guys immediately get into it. Like I said, every team except for the Golden Knights, if you even breathe on the goalie too hard, they go at you. The Golden Knights will make sure that you're okay while the goalie picks himself up off the ice. Oh, I forgot I actually did want to wear this today. Oh. The big shot from the low point ends up hitting bodies. Ovi on the ice. I think that's more what I'm going to be focused on is just when number 8's on the ice, which here he is coming up, trying to leave it back for Wilson, but him getting a breakaway up the ice isn't exactly what he does. So a lot more time spent in the Cap zone than New York. Beats the icing. Behind Cap's net. Little battle going on. Again, Washington just ain't controlling the puck at all right now. It'll change. That was close. Close to an offsides. Damn, dude. He's making moves while he's practically falling over. Islanders are coming in hot. And dude tried to body somebody. Who'd he just try to hit? Roy. Just the reverse hit was disastrous. Oh, big old boy down at the front. Just fell over. Now he's sitting on the puck. So we're going to blow it dead. Think Ovechkin is going to beat the Gretzky record today? The only thing that makes me think no is that Sorokin hasn't given up to a goal to Ovechkin in 3 games. I think it is very, very likely. Um, if I was a betting man, I would put my money on yes. It would have been cooler for him to get it in Washington, but I don't know. I don't. I said, if I'm a betting man, I'm saying yes, just because everybody on the ice wants the puck to go to Ovechkin so that he can get the record. Um, there's got to be at least a couple of power plays that'll set him up right. Yo, what's up, Mercs? How you doing, buddy? But yeah, like I said, if I'm a betting man, I'm saying yes, he breaks it today. And all it's gonna take is at the first Islanders penalty, he'll get the record. What about you, Quinn? You think he's getting it today, or do you think? Because I mean, what do they got coming up in the next couple of games? Take a look real quick. So Islanders, Carolina, Columbus, Islanders, Pitt. You know what? It's at this point, Quinn. Now that I'm looking, they go right back to Washington against Columbus. Or sorry, no. They go right back to Washington against Carolina on Thursday. So that may be more likely where he does it. Not, I don't really think he's going to be trying not to score though. So it'd be cool for Sorokin to get 4 games without letting up an Ovechkin goal, and then have him come back in Carolina and get it. So Bovey does not get it today because I want to happen to Washington. Yeah, it's gone great so far. Right on. Went to church. Pray for your family. Watched the TV this morning. Hey, thank you as always, Mercs. Thank you for your prayers. Oh, as always, thank you for thinking about me and my family. I greatly, greatly appreciate you. But yeah, that's soon. I'm gonna hit the ice later. Nice. Yeah, we like I said, I kind of hope he doesn't, just because it'd be cool to have it in Washington. Again, the big one is it's Washington's 50th year on top of all the other stuff that's happening. They're racing for the President's Cup, uh, him setting the record, all that stuff. So it would be cool for him to not get it today, go back home and grab it. But I'm really hoping he gets it today because, like I said, it's said it a bunch of times. I have nothing but respect for Ovechkin and what he's done in the game. I'm not particularly a fan. I was always a Crosby guy in the Crosby Ovechkin debate. Nothing but respect for him though, but I'm not a fan of Washington Capitals. So I really hope he gets the record today so that I don't have to watch more games this week. My boy Logan Thompson is out, so he's the only reason I really have to watch besides this record. All right, about 5.5 minutes gone. Shots are 2-1 Washington. I said I expected a little bit more of a shot fest from the Capitals against New York, but Islanders are just playing really well to start the game. Crowd is going to go wild if he scores. Oh yeah, they did a look around of the crowd. There are more red jerseys than blue ones. Yeah, I'm so happy that Crosby got that hat yesterday. Oh yeah, dude. Crosby's such a beast, man, and that's the thing. Crosby was insane yesterday. Absolutely. Like like I said, when it comes to the Crosby Ovechkin debate, I have always been on the side of Crosby because Ovechkin's a big dude. He swings hard, and he's a good player, but he's more of a get to the spot type of player, and Crosby is a create space on his own type of player. And so when it came to just all around skilled speed, agility, movement, puck handling, Crosby's definitely the better player. but Ovechkin knows how to score. Just a big old goon that knows where to put the puck. So, but yeah, like I said, Quinn, that place is gonna erupt. Even if it's not at home, there are so many Ovechkin jerseys, so many Washington jerseys in that crowd. It's gonna be insane. Like that's like my goal horn. I only hit the goal horn when the Golden Knights score. It's the Golden Knights horn, all of that. But when he tied the record, we had to hit the horn. And when he breaks the record, we'll hit the horn. He scores, you scream as loud as you can because we'll all be so happy. Yeah, I appreciate that, Mercs, but it's 10 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, and I got like neighbors and stuff. So I won't quite be doing that. But we will blow the horn. We will celebrate. We will give absolute honors to Ovechkin. Like I said, I never thought the Gretzky record would be broken. I mean, granted, when you're in the league for 73 years like Ovechkin, it's bound to happen. But I mean, he's been playing since damn near before helmets were invented. So I said, if anybody was going to do it, he would. Should put up the Capitals goal horn when they score. I can appreciate that, but it's hard to convince a team. Hey, man, a guy's gonna come set a record on you. You better see. You need to celebrate him. Like it would be a cool. That would be like a nice little subtle way to give him a shout out, but I don't think they're going that far. But I guarantee you they already have a graphic ready to go. They'll do the same thing they did when he tied it, which is the whole team will come off the bench. They'll take like a 5-6 minute break to celebrate, let the fans enjoy it and all that stuff. So far, it has been, like I said, it's been a pretty lopsided game. Let's see. Ovechkin, 3-time Hart Trophy winner, Stanley Cup champ, 9-time Maurice Richard Trophy, 3-time Lindsay Award. He's had a hell of a career. And it pisses me off because they did win the 2018 Stanley Cup and they won it against us, but it's all right. It was our first time. Islanders into the zone. He can get it out front. Nope. Good pressure. Oh, swing and a miss down low. Who was that? Islanders scored. I was just trying to see who had that swing and miss down low, and by the time I looked up, the puck was in the net. This game is not off to the start I thought it was going to be. Yeah, gets it down to the low point, swing and a miss, resets, gets right back up front and beats Lindgren to the blocker side. Oh no, he did it. He beat him low past the skate. I totally missed all that. He went right through the 5. See, that is one thing that may cost Washington is they're all looking for number 8. And so they may try and force it just a little bit. Yeah, that's trying to. Yeah. Like I said, it's you can see how bad, and it's a cool thing to watch with Washington. you can see how bad that entire team wants Ovechkin to get 895. Islanders take it into the cap zone behind the net, low corner. Up to the point. Ooh, instead of going across, he went deep. I'm not sure I agree with that decision. And it's a turnover. There we go. Little too often, the defenseman, like, the goal is get the puck deep, and I get it, but you have a lot of help and a lot of you got a lot of help down the point, and a lot of traffic on the wall, and they'll still force it up the wall. Capitals getting a little option up close. New York is just suffocating the front of the crease, man. Oh, shit. I got to go get my coffee. I'll be back in a second. Did it again. Ooh. Alrighty. Sorry, I forgot about the coffee. Was that a hold call? Not sure. He's got some argument. The one of the dumbest things in the world. As you walk into my room, as you're making you kind of got to turn a little left. Right there, like you walk in the door, there's about 2 feet of wall, and down at the bottom, it's got molding. And on the corner, a piece sticks up and out. And so I just kicked the shit out of that. It's the same piece that I kicked when I last time I kicked that thing, I stubbed my toe so hard it broke the bone. I just kicked it again, and I'm just don't do that. Don't put something you could kick on a corner of a wall. It's just not smart. Anyway, 20 seconds gone in the power play. Capitals reset or send it down to reset New York. Islanders power play is the 31st in the league. Capitals PK is 8th. So we can kind of assume how this is going to go. Although this game hasn't gone as expected, so why would the power play? It ended up working out. Lee got a shot on Lindgren, but Lindgren looked good there. See, honestly, Merch, the way to look at it is Ovechkin will not break it here, but there's a chance he could, rather than looking at he should break it here, and there's a chance he won't. You know what I mean? Like, as much as everybody wants him to get it, it is still hockey. So set your expectations to low. It's hope for the best, prepare for the worst type of deal, or hope for the best, expect the worst. Big shot from the low dot. Sorokin makes the save. 49 seconds to go on the New York power play. When did. Wow. Did they. Wait, what happened? Did they score when I went to get coffee or. Yeah, no, I get you, Mercs, for sure. That when did I miss a goal? Like seriously. Holy shit. All right, back. Very. That's that's the one thing about hockey that would make this better. Can we get like a Jeremy Smith a little more occasionally so that I can actually pronounce more of these names? Islanders still controlling in the zone. We're at full strength. Ooh, risky pass. But he tried to force it. Dude, Washington is just, as a group, they are so fast. Capitals controlling. Nope. They immediately lose it. I'll say Capitals controlling as Ovechkin's on the ice, but nope. We'll see if they keep. Yep, they're going to keep Ovi on after the icing. .807 to go in the first. Shots are 5-4 Washington, with the Islanders 50% scoring on their shots. Dude, I am very impressed by New York in this game so far. Things change. There's still a lot of hockey to be played, but I am very impressed by the Islanders' ability to just shut down everything that Washington's doing. Because Sorokin hasn't made extremely crazy saves. They have the more shots, but he hasn't been overly tested. 2-on-1. What a play by Palmieri. I don't think that was his intention. He tried to feed it down low to the guy crashing, but I mean, he popped that. That thing popped right up into the air, and he almost got that on net. Number 16. Gatcom. Yep, I absolutely missed a goal. I guess when I was going to get coffee. Is that the Honda Passport, huh? Dude, I just want to say, because this is the commercial that's on, shout out to I Show Speed. Congratulations on his success. He's doing everything that he wants to do, man. Got to give the shout out to him. But I'm just tired of seeing him everywhere, man. It's just like Pat Mahomes and the Kelsey brothers and fucking Pedro Pascal and Zendaya. It's just these people. They're like, oh hey, they're popular right now, so they need to be fucking everywhere. And it's just like, I my own. It's a personal gripe. I just, man, sometimes you get sick. Kevin Hart I was a big Kevin Hart fan, and then he was appearing everywhere, and it's like, bro, we get it. You exist. You exist, and you'll do anything for a dollar. We know that now. Like, you can take a break, man. And it's funny. I said at the beginning of the year that Ovi was more than likely going to break it this year just because he's so close. And dude, he wants to retire. I'm sorry. I don't. I know he wants to play hockey. He loves playing hockey, clearly. But it's time for that dude to just enjoy a winter where it's not cold. You know what I mean? Like, because if he didn't get it, then he'd come back next year without a doubt. And he still may come back next year, but it's getting to be time, man. Looking very doing good, stopping pucks out high, not even letting them get to Sorokin. Great stick. Fashion just wasn't paying attention. He had no idea that guy was as close as he was. But great play. Great save, Sorokin. Just throw your eyes away and say the pain. All right. Dude, Islanders swinging and missing, trying to get it out. Caps get it handed to him, and then who was that? 24. Mayfield had every opportunity and blew it, but Caps come right back in. Another block shot out high. I'll say that would have been an icing anyway. He was a foot short of the line. Battle in the low corner in the Islander zone. Dude. Caps opportunities are just non-existent. I mean, they're getting, like I said, getting shots to the net, but they're not high quality shots. There's been one or two high quality shots. No way, dude. I'm pretty sure the stat they just showed said Gretzky had 895 in, damn, now I want to say it was 1847 games. I got to see the stat again because it wasn't up long. But if Ovechkin gets it today, then he'll break the record in the same amount of games. So yeah, I'd be interested in seeing this movie, Warfare. The only reason I don't want to see it is because it's from the director that made Civil War, and that movie was a joke. Liberty, liberty. Oh, it's 1,487 games played. So if Ovechkin breaks the record. Dude, oh man. They laid up a bunch of stats, shorthanded goals and all that. Shorthanded goals, Ovechkin has like 7. I think they just said Gretzky had like 93. No, 73 to Ovechkin's 7. Dude, this is one of the hardest parts about having the season be when it is. This is the time of year where the ice turns to shit. It's starting to get warm. And it's not staying as cold at ice level. So you're starting to get gouges. Like watching the Knights game yesterday, guys were falling all over the place. He had about 5 guys trip over the neutral line. Islanders win the face-off and they get it out. Ovi trying to get it back. He turns it. Oh. That was a brutal hit right there. Caught him awkwardly as he went down. Wilson sends it right onto a blue stick. Islanders keep it in. Dude, Washington just has no control right now. .440 to go in the first. Shots are 7-5 Washington. Score 2-0 New York. Back down into the New York zone, but the Islanders head right back out. New York resetting from behind their zone, decides to take the wall route, and it's going to bounce up into the Islanders bench. So reset. Yep, that last Wilson just barely got a tip on that puck to disrupt the pass headed towards the low boards. That Tom Wilson would be my dude if he wasn't a cheap piece of shit that should be bagging groceries. He's a talented hockey player. He likes to hit. Is typically my kind of hockey player. But he has no idea how not to be a dirty little bitch and then turn around and cry the second something happens that he doesn't like. Islanders into the zone. Islanders control and get it to the point. Shot goes way wide. Still fighting in the capital zone. And finally they get it clear. Damn. Who's number 22? That's not number 22. Who is that? I don't know who I just watched right there. I thought it was 22, but there is no 22. So, oh, wait. No, I'm on the wrong team. Hang on. Come on, phone. Stop being a bastard. Duhamey. That bitch is fast, man. I wasn't expecting that. That's why I had to figure out who the hell it was, because dude got up the ice in a hurry. I say it's everything about this record is just so intriguing, and it gets more and more intriguing. Like I said, he's currently tied NHL all-time leader, 455 road goals. He's tied at 894 in the same amount of games as Ovechkin or as Gretzky. Man, like I said, if he could have hat trick to do it in Washington during the 50 year, that would have been the ultimate. Yeah, we got icing by the Capitals. A shout out. My name is John. Sure, John. Shout out. I don't know how to do these things. No, man. Hey, welcome in, John. Like, I appreciate you stopping by. I'm not. I gotta admit, you're throwing me off because with the name Marcus. But hey, you know what? Hey, to each their own. Yeah. Cheers, buddy. Aristocrat. John with no H. I can dig it. Islanders across the neutral line, dump it in, and ooh, Islanders are gonna keep it in the zone. Down to the low corner. Washington cannot get control of the puck, man. Like, at all. Battle still happening in that low corner. Cats finally get it out, and they're headed up the ice. Ovechkin, he's on. Let's see if they can get it in and get some control. We got a minute 40 to go in the first. Ovechkin comes in. Dude, Islanders were flubbing the puck, couldn't decide who they couldn't decide who they wanted to have it. That's an offsides. So they're standing there kind of back and forth trying to make a decision, and finally Ovechkin comes in and steals the puck away. Oh, dude. Oh, no, that's that. He just ripped his face mask open. You're not going to call a penalty on that. I have no idea why Wilson's even crying right now. I mean, I know that's what he does, but dude, Tom Wilson's such a baby. He really is. I do enjoy watching him lose. Like I said, him and Marchand should have been bagging groceries in 2010. But they actually got a lot of the heat off of them when New York brought up Rempe, because Rempe is the definition of a goon. He has zero talent, has no ability to hit people cleanly. All he does is try to break necks, because that's all he can do. Hit people when they're not looking. And then he thought being a big boy, being 6'8", would help him in the fights. And it might have helped him in one or two, but it sure as shit didn't help him in the long run. All right, we're under a minute to go. Shots are still 7-5 Washington, 2-0 New York lead. And as I said, 2 minutes into this game, this is not what I was expecting. Literally less than 2 minutes into the game, it was like, oh no, Washington can't control the puck, and New York is here to play. They're like, you want to break the record here, you're going to have to earn it. And right now, that ain't happening. Up to the point, shot, and Sorokin gets the save. 42.6 to go in the period. Dude, there are some. These next couple of weeks are going to be great. Don't know anything about hockey, but just watching to see history get made. Mystic MMA. That's the. Exactly, bro. Like, if you have any basic ass questions, man, feel free to ask if you're wanting to know. But it's hockey's been doing great things this year, and this 4 nations plus this record is bringing eyes from all over. So it is awesome to have you here, man. It's awesome to hear you want to participate in some hockey history, man. That's really cool. We got about 15 seconds in the first period. Capitals. Puck goes back to the backboard. 5 seconds on the period, and dude just got dumped. All righty. So let's throw on the intermission timer. And but no, everybody that's here, I appreciate the hell out of it, man. This is awesome. Like I said, we're here to see history get made. That's exactly why I'm as you can see, I'm a Golden Knights fan. If you don't know hockey, that's the Golden Knights. That's Vegas. That's what I love hockey. But how can you miss this? You know what I mean? We were here for the game when Ovechkin tied it. I'll start from the beginning. I am not overly an Ovechkin fan. I said it at the beginning of the stream. The battle for the last 15 years has been Crosby versus Ovechkin. Who's better? I've always been on the Crosby side. However, got nothing but respect for what Ovechkin has done in his 438-year career. And like I really do have nothing but respect for it. It is impressive what he's been able to do. I'm not a Washington fan at all. I like Logan Thompson. That's it. However, I am not going to miss this. Yeah, I watched the Four Nations. That was great. Normally, always watch the Olympics and actually went to the Panthers parade last year. Nice. Live in the area, but not really a fan of them. Nice. Right on. See, but you're just a fan of sports, man. You're a fan of winning. You're a fan of celebrating, especially when it's the hometown, man. So I love that. The Four Nations was awesome, dude. Canada and USA's first game, 3 fights in 9 seconds. Like, it's one of those things. Like, I'm actually working on it. So for the beginning of playoffs, I want to do a very simple hockey how-to, just to break down the little things, explain how offsides works, how what icing is, explain the different penalties, kind of stuff like that. And it's because of the Four Nations and the playoff that I want to do it, because Four Nations just got so many eyes on hockey. But hockey's not the easiest game to understand. You know, there's rules everywhere, just like football, baseball, basketball, but it's a little faster pace, so it's not quite as easy to get a full grasp of what's happening. So I do want to have that for playoffs, because we're going to be here every single day streaming games. And then once we get to playoffs, I'm covering every single playoff game. This is, in the way of sports, for me, this is the best time of year. See, you may actually, I don't know what you do for fight nights, Mystic, but all the UFC main events, all the numbered UFC events, we hop on here and stream the fights as well. So if you ever get bored on a Saturday night, keep an eye out, because even though I was very disappointed in the Pereira fight for 313. You got Patty and shit, who's fighting this? I already forgot. I know Chandler and Patty are fighting. I forgot who else is. I forgot what the main fight was. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Volkanovski and Lopez. That's right. So Diego Lopez and Volkanovski are the main event this Saturday, and the co-main is Michael Chandler and Patty Pimblett. So if you're interested in the UFC Saturday night, I'm just going to be on with the boys having some drinks. So, but yeah, man, I'm my thing when it comes to the hockey, I'm super stoked for this year's playoffs. The Knights aren't going to do fantastic. I've kind of already accepted that our penalty kill is too trash and our defense is too weak. So we may make it through the first round. It's but we'll be here for all those games as well. But dude, the hockey parades are awesome, man, because that's one thing about hockey fans is, in Vegas, you have to have money to go to Golden Knights games. That sucks. Most places you can get $30 tickets. You know what I mean? The UFC too. Sweet, thank you, very much, Mystic. I'm American. I'm living in Vegas, so yeah, we for the most part, Saturday nights are like the only night can get a bunch of the boys together, and so try to do a bunch of the fight nights. However, a lot of the fights have been they've been a bummer. Like, they haven't been great. The Pereira fight's the ultimate example. Even though the Gaethje fight was sweet. Or yeah. So usually when we're doing UFC, it's a lot of shooting the shit. So between fights, I'll be playing Fishing Planet or Tarkov or something. And then once the fight starts, it's all of us just talking shit and watching. It's kind of, think the Joe Rogan Fight Companion, but with dumber, less intelligent, no knowledge, drunken hillbillies. So, little bit of like, I'm not as knowledgeable when it comes to the fights as I am with hockey, but I know enough to where we definitely keep it exciting. Um, Plus, I'm gonna need stuff to do all summer, man. I mean, this whole channel is based around hockey, so basically all I've done is stream. I have before done like streaming TV, doing watch parties for TV shows and movies and things like that. So that might come up over the summer. We may go back and watch. Like, I want to watch the four series that took that one Vegas the Stanley Cup. We'll watch a bunch of fights, stuff like that. Main players: McDavid, Matthews, Crosby, Ovechkin, Malkin. How would you rank them in terms of fighting abilities? Zero. Every single one of them. Nobody, Malkin might have a little bit more throwing, but none of those guys are fighters. Just to be honest, my favorite. If Ryan Reeves drops gloves, that's my guy. Like, Ryan Reeves will always be my favorite guy to drop the gloves in UFC or in hockey. Um, but like Matthews, he could probably throw. You just never see it. McDavid doesn't fight. He's too much of a coward. He's too much of a bitch. Crosby doesn't fight. Ovechkin, yeah. So really, none of them are anywhere close to any kind of high rank. If you want to see some good hockey fights, Max Domi. If you want to see a short king get in a good fight, watch Max Domi. Watch Ryan Reeves. Um, Man, I gotta sort through some guys because the guys that fight are usually goons. They're not the talented players typically. You get Colasar and Haig have been in a couple of fights. You get guys like Rempe, who is a talentless hack who gets in fights. Um, yeah, none of the main skill players have that ability. There was who did we watch? I want to say it was Zadorov versus. Damn, what game was that? I can't remember. Zadorov ended up getting his ass kicked. I'm trying to think, like I said, Ryan Reeves is one of the most feared men when it comes to fighting in the league. Like Dumba fights, Greenway fights. Dude, I've got to hit the Rolodex. Have you heard of Ice Wars? It's now partly owned by Conor McGregor. It's bare open boxing and an ice octagon. I have not heard of that, but I am down. Cause like, dude, I loved the I forgot what I think it was called, like Ice Crash or Crash Ice or whatever, where you had guys racing down a downhill course that's made of ice. Um, so I dig that, but dude, Ice Wars, bare knuckle boxing on an ice octagon. I am down for that. So no, I have not heard of it, but you've got me sold, bro. That sounds fucking awesome. Because there's like, dude, the one person that did it right, actually, and why Ryan Reeves is so feared, A, because of his size, but B, because he took boxing lessons. As he was coming up, they were like, look, dude, you don't have the skill to be, Wayne Gretzky, so you might as well learn to fight. And he went and started taking boxing lessons. And so it's funny, when you watch Ryan Reeves fight, most of his fights, he pads helmet and he's sitting there and he's ready. And everybody else is doing trying to grab and trying to reach in, and he's just still. He's got that Krokov stare down where he's not blinking, not flinching, and then gets in, grabs, and just starts throwing haymakers. And I'm gonna roll something up real quick. I was gonna head out, but I don't think I have the time. Actually, you know what? Tell you what, ice hockey is pretty violent as is. Oh, it's perfectly violent as is. This is one thing that I always say. If you don't like fighting in hockey, then you don't like hockey. Because like hockey is violent, you're 100% right. But when it comes to like fighting, there's reason for it. Fighting isn't usually the action, it's the reaction. You know what I mean? But hey, real quick, just because it's early, I gotta take care of a couple of things. Got the timer up, so we got about 6.5 minutes once I leave. Take a second, grab a bite to eat, grab a drink. If you can finish in 6 minutes, jump balls deep in the wife, whatever you got to do, man, whatever you can do with the next 6 minutes. But take some time, get some stuff that you need to get done. I'm going to do the same, and we'll come back in a hurry before the second period starts. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm coming. I'm coming. Whew. I didn't realize how off that starting soon was. Reset. Did that in the wrong order. Damn it. Damn it. There we go. Good grief. Made a mess out of getting back in time, but we are back in time, so. All right. Let's see if Washington can figure out how to control the puck for longer than 4 seconds at a time. It's going to be very hard to get Ovechkin his goal when they can't even hold the puck. Islanders heading back across. It's funny. While I was out there, I was thinking about the ice hockey is pretty violent as is comment. And it makes me think because so many people don't watch hockey, and I've had so many people insult hockey. And I mean, when I was like 21, I'm at a bar. I asked them to flip on the hockey playoffs, and but the NBA playoffs are happening. I'm like, okay, there's literally 50 screens. Can we put one onto the hockey playoffs? And it was like, who watches hockey? And it's like, bro, I will watch hockey 1,000 times before I ever look at a basketball game. It's the way those guys lay on the ground if someone blows too hard on them. I was like, oh, it irritates me. I still get upset about that one. I'm not going to lie. But hockey is very violent. It's like rugby pacing. Hits all over the place. The fights are great. I don't know, man. I just love the game. All right, minute gone in the second period. Shots are 8-6. Washington, New York, blowing them out currently 2-0. What's that? I'm just one of those games where I'm happy Lindgren's in because I don't need my boy Thompson looking bad again. Hunter's cutting back up across the neutral line. And Caps get it right back out. But New York's just going to reset. I don't know. This could be, I'm not putting a whole lot of stake in it. Could be just New York being a little more used to the ice conditions because it looks like most of the passes are bouncing on Washington. Yeah, I'd call that an icing. Wilson almost had it, but the bounce off the boards broke left. And Ovi's back on the bench. It is funny watching him, man, because you can see the speed's gone. He kind of moseys around the ice, but he is still so effective. Capitals up the ice. Dump it deep. I'm surprised Wilson didn't just light his ass up. Like, that was the perfect time to hit somebody. And you're Tom Wilson. Kicking it back in front, and good defensive play by New York. To the point for Ovechkin. Man, here comes from the low dot, or high dot. Damn it. Just did not make a move. I thought he was just going to get to the dot and shoot it, and I think he looked for a pass. I think, did Wilson just hit, dude? Somebody just hit one of the Islanders and put him down. And it looked like it was Tom Wilson. It was nowhere near the puck from what I saw. Hopefully we get a replay of that. Dude, that had to be too many men. There were guys halfway out on the ice. Like they weren't close to the bench. Battle behind Sorokin. Pat went to pass it, threw it right into the back of the net. That was close to being real dangerous. Caps keep it in. And the Islanders get it out. Great pass, too. A backhand air shot that just went right on his stick. All right, where's number 8? He should be on the ice sometime soon. Not yet. Just the zone time that the Caps have, they're not even possessing it. They're just in the Islander zone. Just wild, because like I said, the shots are 9-7 Washington, but I mean, they're not even high. There's been one high danger chance, maybe two. Islanders get it right back out. Turnover in neutral. New York right back out of the zone. Oh, that was a bad decision. Caps take it over. Like, really trying not to get too excited until I see that number 8 jersey, but shot. Nope. Blocked way out high. Yeah, their passing has nothing to do with the ice. I completely retract my previous statement. They're hitting bodies, they're hitting skates. Dude, what a battle right there. Almost ended up in a goal. I got to see number 3 for New York. Pellet. All right. The yellow laces are on the ice. High point. Circling around, looking for the tip. Great pressure. Who was that? Horvat. Just all over Ovechkin. Not holding him, not slashing or none of that stuff. Just a clean, really high pressure. All right, that should have been a hand pass, but I guess then Ovechkin, dude. They know that they want Ovechkin to score, so as soon as he gets on the ice, they're double teaming him. And it's like, bro, you're gonna earn. If you want it, earn it. Engvall going to the box for a tripping. I'd like to see that because that's a play that happens over and over and over again. Guy goes down along the boards. Oh, I guess it's not Engvall. Never mind. That was a slash. That is a play that happens along the boards 10 times a game where the guy falls over because everybody's sticks are all in his skates, and they actually called it on this one. I am surprised. See, that's good. They're showing Norwegians cruise, and their whole thing is, oh, and free drinks, and there's this, and there's this, and oh, there's free drinks. Also, here's some go karts, and we'll take you on an ATV trail. That sounds like a really good thing to do. Advertise free drinks, get a whole bunch of people on the cruise slamming free drinks, and then set them out on ATVs. I have no idea what could possibly go wrong. Hey, here's speed again for Dick Sports. Like I said, man, bro, do your thing. I ain't gotta be happy every time I see him. Like, dude is as successful as it gets. So, got nothing but respect for that. But my dude is just showing up all over the place. All right. So, I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to be back in time. I'm going to make up the thumbnail anyway. So 2:30 today, Panthers at the Red Wings. And then at 3 o'clock, the Bruins and the Sabres. So my intention, it just depends on when I'm able to get back from the gym. My intention is to be back by 2:30 for that game, and then during the intermissions, we'll watch the Bruins and the Sabres. Once Panthers Red Wings finishes, we'll finish off Bruins Sabres, take a break, and then come back at 7 o'clock for Vegas Vancouver. Here we go, baby. If it's going to happen, I could definitely see it happening here. Capitals power play. Ovechkin on the ice. 7 minutes gone in the second period. Shots are 11-8 Washington. Islanders get it and clear. Wilson all the way back. Shot. And he did it. We gotta update the YouTubes. He did it. I mean, from a hard shot above the high dot, man. Where is it? I gotta hang on real quick. Gotta update the title. Power play goal. I told you as soon as we came back, if it's gonna happen, it's probably gonna happen right now. Power play goal. And look at that place going nuts, man. Nothing but respect, even from the Islanders fans. But there is so much red in that crowd. Great to see a record get broken. We'll probably catch my next hockey game next January for the Olympics. Right on, man. Well, hey, like I said, you were here for a really big moment, dude. Because that's a record that nobody ever thought would get broken, and Ovechkin did it in the same amount of games that Gretzky did it. I think it's 1,847 games. It might be 1,487, but it's just right from the top of the high dot. He saw his break, sends it flying, and then turns around and belly dives on the ice. Like, yeah. And again, man, this is a record nobody ever thought would be broken. Nobody ever thought anybody would get close. And Ovi did it. And I mean that's another one of the coolest things is Wayne Gretzky's been at like the last 5 games for the Capitals. And everybody's got and there you go. That's exactly what should happen. You got the Islanders lining up to give them hugs and congratulations. Yep, we're gonna have a break in the game. They got the carpet rolling out like this. This is a moment, man. This is a moment that is very. I mean, I can't even put into words how rare of a moment this is in hockey. Fucking awesome, man. Here to watch him tie it, here to watch him break it. And then he punks Sorokin since Sorokin gave it up to him. This is the 4th game that the Capitals and the Islanders have played against each other. That's the first goal Sorokin has led up to him this season. Oh yeah, they got the whole video montage playing everything. And he gets the hug from Gretzky. Dude, what a moment. Seriously, what a moment. I said these records stood for first record stood for like 30 years. Gretzky's record stands for 31 years. So it is very highly possible that we will never see we won't see this again in our lifetime. Sorry, I know I'm sitting here quiet. I'm just like enjoying the moment. It's kind of crazy. If you like stop and look around from time to time, you look into certain things, how many, like just across all sports, just across everything in life, how many records have been broken, how many first time this has happened. Like, we're living in a crazy time right now, and it is cool as shit. I said he didn't do it at home. It was so close. See, now they're hitting the emotional, heartfelt messages, and it's like, fuck, man, come on. He got it, man. What a shot to just. He's at the high. It's power play. He's at the high point. He reads that thing immediately, crashes the dot, gets to his favorite position, and just buries it. Man, if anybody asks you to define what a legacy is, what does it mean to leave a legacy? Wayne Gretzky's such a great person to point to because that crowd just went absolutely ape shit for Wayne Gretzky. They were louder for Gretzky than they are for Ovechkin right now. Jeez. He's in his speech now. I will say the league has to start getting these guys fitted backs, or at least snapbacks. The Velcro hats are brutal, man. That's a kick-ass painting. All right, here comes Gretzky to speak. I said that place. Everywhere Gretzky goes, that place goes nuts, man. It is awesome. His mom can barely stand up. She does not want to be out on the ice right now. Like I said, he broke it in the same amount of games that Gretzky got it. That is insane. Everything about this, like I said, the more you look at the certain things around the record, it's like, of course it's happening right now. Cool. Yes, I love the people. Wayne Gretzky gives a shout out to the referees and the entire crowd boos. I love it. I love it because the referees are trash. And yesterday's game, Vegas game against Calgary, is the perfect example. Yeah, I'm sorry, but hockey is like they did a lot of stupid shit the same time everybody else did the last couple of years. But for the most part, when the stuff really matters, hockey is a class act above and beyond. I mean, truly. So Gretzky's wife gives a gift to Ovechkin's wife. That's awesome. The team brings out flowers for his wife and his mom. That's cool. A bunch of his old teammates are in the building. Short, sweet, and to the point. Huge. All right, while they get a picture, I'll be back in just a second here. Oh, cool. So finally resetting, getting back to the game, but here for a little piece of history, man. Love it. Very exciting. I got a bunch of the messages from the goats of the sports around the world. All right. Got to see what there are definitely some let's see what's going on Twitter. Yeah, dude, he was just chilling. He was right by the bench just waiting to see what was going to happen, and as soon as the puck got deep, he crashed the dot. Puck goes right to him and he just buries it. Damn. There it is. There. Finally, we're getting there. Nope. Damn, I thought my feed would be flooded with stuff about the record, but I guess I gotta go find it. There we go. There's all the stuff. Dude, MLB is blasting it. Nike's blasting it. There. That's more what I was expecting. That's just cool, man. Like I said, this is a record that no one ever thought would be broken. It's likely to stand for 30 years again, just like Gretzky stood, and probably even longer, because we still have a few games. You know, he could hit 900 by the end of the season. And I'm just not for nothing, but if I'm Ovechkin, I'm doing all that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure the puck's safe. Make sure the stick's safe. Take my helmet. Let me give you this jersey. Give me a different one. Give me new gloves. Save all that. Like, we got new skates back there. Give me the other skates. Like, I'm saving everything I've got on and throwing it on a fucking mannequin. That actually would be kind of sick to have a mannequin set up to shoot. Puck's right on the stick that he scored it with and all his gear that he was rocking. That dude going and giving Sorokin shit, saying thank you for letting me score. I want to check. While we're still loading, let me check on something real quick. Um, damn, dude, prices went up like a motherfucker. We're getting ready to start back up, but I'm just checking something while we wait. I mean, that ain't bad. Damn, dude. Prices are high as shit. And, no, that's not what I'm looking for. There it is. The fuck is going on with these? Jesus Christ. All right, we are back to play. I said, what a moment, though. 12:20 to go in the second. Damn, they left the puck in the net that entire time, huh? That puck stayed, his record breaking puck stayed in the net for the entire celebration. To be honest, if I was Sorokin, I would take it out. Oh, that was a great glove save by Lindgren. There you go. Wilson going to talk shit. They hit on Wall. I'm pretty sure that's Wall, just like Patrick Wall and Nick Wall, but I'm not positive. It didn't seem like it was like, I don't think it was a dirty hit. They both went into the boards and he just went in a little awkwardly. But yeah, if I was Sorokin, I'd have taken that puck, hit it in my glove or like in my in my gear, and then whenever I got the chance, and then grabbed another puck, and just whenever I got the chance, go up to Ovi and be like, "Hey, go get it," and throw it into the crowd, and then obviously pull the real one out and give it to him. But you got to mess with them a little bit, dude. A lot of the stands cleared out, like. A lot of people were there to see the record get broken, and then they dipped. New York in the cap zone. Gets it up to the high point. Low point. Shot. Hits a body out front and gets deflected. Islanders still have the puck. Out front. Good little stuff of the stick. Good pressure all the way around the back of the net. 72. So the Capitals, I need to start learning because they're going to be in the playoffs. How did Sorokin fight that off? Holy shit. Dude, hate me. Dude, I should have known that already. Because I looked at that earlier. Ah. He let just under 11 minutes to go. Damn, dude, that puck barely went on end and sideways or side of the net. Yeah, Islanders are expecting to get hit now. They're being very army. I don't know exactly how to word that. Ooh, good little lead for the Islanders. Shot. I think it hit the post. It might have hit Lindgren, but I think that hit the post. Why'd he just go down? Islanders up across the red line, dumps it in. Caps going to take it back the other way. Ooh, misconnection. Turnover in neutral. Lindgren plays it out. And the Caps get it out. Holy shit. I did not see that guy in front of the net. They switched to a hard angle from the corner. Guy grabbed the puck off the back wall, immediately gets it to the front of the net to this guy who's crashing. Who was that? Gackham that was crashing. And he buries it from 6 feet. Yeah, puck comes around. Like I said, they switched to that dumbass shot from the corner. So you couldn't see the ice. And oh, he got lucky. Who was it? Martin got for the Islanders. Has it behind the net. He went to put it up the boards, and it goes off a Washington stick, goes straight into the front of the net. And like I said, from 6 feet off the crease, dead between the dots. Oh, and they almost do it again from almost the exact same spot. Holy cow. See, the Islanders were preparing, and the Capitals were too busy celebrating. Now the Capitals, like, total adrenaline dump, and they are not staying with these plays. Oh, I didn't realize Gackham's on hat trick watch. 9:11 to go in the second. Shots are 15-10 Washington. Score 3-1 New York. Quick. Oh, man. Islanders win the face-off, but it ends up right at Sorokin. Luckily, he was ready and got down in time. Shit, I just realized I'm supposed to eat right about now. I'm going to be a little drained today. Oh, he cut all the way across. I don't know if he got tripped or if he just fell up, but dude just ran through the Capitals defense. And then Leonard just get bodied. Now he's throwing a little bit of a fit. Islanders in. He should have passed it immediately. He tried to look around and make a decision. And the Capitals get another power play for a trip, I'm guessing. All right, let's see if he gets 896. Capitals down to the low dot. Nothing happening. Islanders doing a good job, and the puck gets out of the zone. Wilson trying to do some battle on the low boards. Here it goes. Up the high wall and a good stick knocks it off the out of Caps control all the way down the ice, resetting. Caps get into the zone. Wilson down low. Picked off again, and the puck high and back, but not out. I'll say Carlson did a good job keeping it in. Then Ovechkin goes for the shot from the same point, but whiffs on the puck. Carlson down to the low boards. Low dot. Shoots. Save. Cap still control. Ovechkin at the point. High dot. Back to Ovechkin at the point. Low dot. Passing it to the middle. I thought he'd have the balls to try it. Another big shot. And puck ends up in an Islanders gear. 26 seconds left on the power play. 6:49 to go in the game. See, unfortunately, the celebration took a little bit too long, so won't be able to finish this game. But we will come back for, or at least we should be able to come back for Panthers Detroit. Uh-oh, shorthanded opportunity. Makes the save, but we've got a hold called on Washington with 10 seconds to go on their power play. As far as I'm concerned, as far as I saw, it was a good call. We'll have to see it again. Dubois is fighting it like crazy. That's a bullshit holding call. That was not a good holding call. I hate taking the side of the Capitals, but I'd be pissed if that was me. If that was the Knights, I'd be upset. So I should be upset with it. Ooh, good job by the Capitals fighting everybody off. But we are now to an Islanders power play. Here we go. Battle in the high corner as the Islanders take the zone. Point. Low point. Minute and a half on the power play. Over to the high dot. Back to the point. Swing and a miss on the shot. A give and go would have set him up perfectly. But he went for the shot and he swings at air. 70 seconds to go on the power play. New York resetting from their zone. They get in. Don't get it deep, but it goes back to the high from the high dot, hitting bodies. All right, Islanders just not taking the time. They're catching the puck, and instead of settling the puck, taking a second to kind of look around and see what they could do, they're trying to force the puck in without control. So you're hitting a lot of capital skates, a lot of capital sticks, and shout out to Washington for being on point. What just happened? Dude, okay. The stream blacked out for a second there right as it looked like New York was going to score. It was like, oh, come on, don't do that right at that moment. Ten seconds left on the power play as New York enters the zone. Trying to get it deep, get it around the net. It's picked off by the Caps. Good pressure down low, and the Capitals are going to clear. Back to full strength. Bro, The Islanders are just out physicaling the Capitals, which is wild. It's not what I would have expected. That's going to be a nice. No, doesn't make it. All the way back up the ice. Did they tip it? No, they did not. We've got an icing Washington. So yeah, unfortunately, once this period comes to an end, I will have to end the stream, and then we'll be back. Like I said, hopefully about 2:30. Brett Hull, Yaromir Jagr, Gordie Howe, Wayne Gretzky, Alex Ovechkin. That is a hell of a list. And just to show you how crazy that record is, fifth place right now has 741 goals. Ovechkin has 895. So you got 154 goals separating first place and fifth place. That is nuts. Ovechkin realizes as they're back in play, oh shit, I forgot about the puck. I said though, you knew anybody in the NHL was going to do exactly what the Islanders did. Pause everything, roll out the carpets, do all that, have the video montage. You knew that would happen anywhere he was, but class act from the Islanders. Having ever to take as much time as needed. Class act for them to go and shake hands and give a hug to Ovechkin. I truly do feel like hockey is just it's just on another level, man. Like I understand that people don't like it, but I have a hard time truly understanding why. And even a buddy that I used to play pool with all the time, he was never a fan of hockey. And when the nights came around, I would be sitting there watching the game while we're playing, and he wanted football on and all that. Like, didn't see him for like a year and a half. We end up playing pool together again, and he's sitting there. I'm having to remind him that it's his shot because he's watching hockey. Like, 9 times, it is my opinion that 9 times out of 10, when somebody either say they don't like hockey or basically, if you're a sports person, I just don't like hockey. It's mostly because people don't understand exactly what's happening. And the more you watch, the more you learn, the more you look for these little things. Like one of the best things for me anyway is like if you really want to watch hockey, keep the puck in your peripheral vision. Cause that's you don't you can't you have to see the field. It's like watching football. The quarterback, you can kind of keep your eye on over here as he's moving around while you watch the routes develop and stuff. It's the same way. And that way you start getting excited as you see the plays develop, and it's just a great game, man. Oh, bad pass just shut down a breakaway opportunity. That'll be icing. Uh, I'll put that thing away. Yep. So the Capitals well, actually they won't. They're going to be a game down with or no, they're going to be even games but a point down. Unless the Caps figure out how to score while not on a power play. Which can definitely happen, but they have been struggling. This has been a much better period for them, but they've also had, like I said, a couple of odd man advantages. 3 minutes to go in the second. Shots are 17-12 Washington. All right, finally back to play. Face off in the Cap zone. Caps win the face off. Get it out through neutral, and puck goes into the Capitals bench. I don't know what that little bullshit shot was. I can only assume that was Wilson. It is crazy what putting a grown man on a big screen will do. We'll have them doing. Islanders unable to stuff it on the last minute move across the crease to the forehand. Good job, Lindgren. You stopped something. 2-on-1 opportunity. Missed. Ovechkin tried to get it over to Wilson. Islanders up the ice. And we got an icing. Minute 51 to go in the second. Go just couldn't quite get it. Great stretch with the left leg by Lindgren. Yeah, he had the puck just went a little wide for an angle across the crease. If he kept it a little tighter, he'd have beat him, but not saying he should have. Just saying what kind of had to happen. Puck off the high wall, gets picked off right in the middle. New York headed the other way. Under pressure, though, from Ferrevery. I don't fucking know his name. Ferrevery. Caps have it in the Islanders zone. Staying around the walls, gets to the point. Low point, sends it right back down. Battle below the net. Ooh, Carlson just put it off the back of the net, trying to get it out front. Or got a minute to go. Capitals controlling in the Islanders zone. Taking advantage of the short shift. Or the short change, I mean. And the Islanders get it cleared. Now it's a race to the puck. Caps are going to get... No, Islanders get there. He's trying to get it around the boards, and it's just not enough oomph. Ooh, big hop on right there. That should be... that was... I mean, it was incidental, but that should have been a trip because that took a scoring penalty away. Or a scoring chance away. So, I mean, I've seen, dude, the incidental trippings I still don't get because sometimes they're called, sometimes they're ignored. Why are we, okay. He's saying he should have gone wide. I mean, yeah, that's true. I don't know. If he took a sharper angle towards Lindgren, he might have beat the leg to the post. But if he goes wide, he can elevate the puck, and I think that's true. You go Instead of cutting towards the post, you cut it straight across the crease. Build up that space so that you can roof it. Under 20 seconds. Shot up close. Misses the net. Islanders have a chance, and it just got taken away. Caps headed back about 3 seconds. They're not going to get on sides on time, and that is the end of the second period. So, very exciting, man. Alex Ovechkin breaks the record for most goals ever in the NHL. 895. Like I said, a crazy stat considering fifth place has 741. So 154 goals separate first place and fifth place. That is insane. Wait, did I say 170 or 7? It's 741 goals and 895. So yeah. That is nuts to think about, man. But we were here for history. We were here for the tying game. We were here for the record setting game. And we got to see the whole fanfare and everything. Now, unfortunately, the celebration took longer than I was expecting. So I got to get out of here. Got to get to the gym. But, like I said, hopefully we'll be back by 2:30. We'll watch the Panthers-Detroit game. Have Boston and Buffalo on the back screen. And then tonight, the big one, the main focus, as always, the Golden Knights in Vancouver against the Canucks. So if I don't make it back in time for Florida-Detroit, we will absolutely be here for Vegas-Vancouver. So just keep an eye out for that. But appreciate everybody coming in. Appreciate all the new subs. Everybody stopping by to celebrate the record. So thank you to everyone. I'm out of here. We'll be back in a couple hours, hopefully. If not, we'll be back later tonight. So